He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his praying. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Haribo, Haribo. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Haribo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Haribo, Haribo.
Hare Krishna, good morning.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away
the sweetness of his praying. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Chaitanya
Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Hare Hare.
Chaitanya
Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the
sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo,
Yashamati
Nandana,
Brajaparana,
Haribo, Haribo. It's a great song. Yeah. All right, let's chant some japa together here. If anybody wants to come up, you can. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, 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 Hare. Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus. Srila Prabhupada, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Sri Vasari, Gora, Bhaktavinda, Sri Krishna, Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Sri Vasari, Gora, Bhaktavinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Dean Smith, welcome there, man. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Francis, all right. Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Dramada. Welcome. Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama. So much mercy, man. It's almost hard to bear. So much mercy. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hari Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare. Oh my Lord Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Oh Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna, oh my Lord Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna. Krishna Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari Krishna Krishna 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 Hari Krishna Hari Rama Rama Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna, oh my Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Oh my Lord, Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama. Oh my Lord, Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Nityananda, 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 Gauranga, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh, my Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, 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 Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Gadadhar, Shri Vasari, Shri Vasari, Gora Bhaktavinda, Gora Bhaktavinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, oh my Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 my Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, oh my Lord Krishna Chaitanya, Shri 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 Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Who Krishna. No words, except Hare Krishna and Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh, my Lord Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Chaitanya. I'm amazed how this works, to hear the reports from the witnesses. Like, God, you guys are flying also. We're all flying together. I guess we're on the same plane, huh? It's amazing how this works. Yeah. It's nice to be on the same plane, huh? St. Paul said that everybody try to be of one mind, Here it's like we take it a step further, be of one heart. Everybody be of one heart. Yeah, it's a racket. Exactly. That's how this ecstasy was introduced 550 years ago. It was Lord Caitanya. When he was manifesting, when he got that mercy from his guru, from him, the other people started to get it. They just picked it right up. Just because they were his friend. See, his friend and devotees and disciples. And that's how they get it. That's how you get it now, You got to find a person like that, rare person. Otherwise, it's not gotten. It misses you. This whole lifetime, it just miss you. It's just like you would be born in the Wild West, at the time when, or some other place, and this is being dispensed, but you're not around. You're not in the area, or you're not even incarnated, or you're just in some other part of the world or something, Just don't get it. You have to be around the devotees, to get lit up. That's a great lesson for the Vaishnavas. I was chanting, and this morning the Lord was showing me the meaning of his name again. Just goes deeper. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. See, Chaitanya means the life force. See, the life force. And Shri Krishna is Radha and Krishna. So his life force, as a devotee, was Radha and Krishna. It actually gave him force to act in the world. You can't act without any will. See? So the love of God was his life force, was his force of life in this world. See? And that's when you get the mercy of Lord Caitanya, you get the mercy of Radha and Krishna, and that love of Krishna becomes your life force in this world. It becomes everything. it becomes your inspiration. It becomes your love, your true love. It becomes the power to do what do you call deeds in this world. The deed, God's deeds. God's deeds is to deliver the world. It gives you the power to deliver others. Everything is in that. It's so beautiful. It's so perfect. The love of Krishna is it, man, and that's here, and that's what people will get. And that's our mission, is to convince people, the witnesses. When people hear persons like Fanny or Amy, just people coming out of the blue, out of nowhere, and just saying Krishna is their life. They have no training in Krishna. And that's the what makes me like in awe. I thought, wow, look how the miracles the Lord does. These persons don't have any training. They didn't follow the rules and regulations of the Varnashram system for 20 years or 50 years or many lifetimes, who knows? But they're getting this, I was breathing in Chaitanya yesterday, the living force, and felt exactly like that. Yeah, see? We're of the same heart there, Shama Sundar. Yeah, so many beautiful devotees are coming, and the love of Krishna is manifesting in them. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. What a great, I'm so happy I got a little service to do in this world, Happens to be a very big one too, very important one. Lord Caitanya said, I'm just a poor person. I just have a few fruits and flowers to offer to Krishna. So his fruits and flowers was this love of Krishna, and he offered it to the Lord. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is, yeah. Thank you, Lord. Just more. All right, let's see here. Let's read something here. Let's read chapter 9 of the chapter 9 of Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila. Adi Lila, chapter 9. The desire tree of devotional service. See, this is the postgraduate. Postgraduate is the desire tree of devotional service. That's where the love of God is planted in this world. So, it started with Lord Caitanya, and then it kind of went underground. Well, it for a while, it was here, and then he left this plant, this devotional plant and creeper, with Narottam, Shyamananda, the Goswamis, and they kept it going for a while. Then it and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and then was going for a while, and then kind of went underground for a couple hundred years, or maybe somewhere more obscure. It was more obscure in obscurity, and then Bhakti Vinod came, and there were some devotees like Gorkishore Das Babaji and Jagannath Das Babaji. They're very quiet, they're just doing their bhajan, but he could tell that these persons were sincere devotees, and Bhakti Vinod was empowered to begin this, to bring it out more into the world, more into public, and he brought it out. He did his own private bhajan, which is this bhajan, this kind of bhajan, ecstatic worship, but it was more private. But he was writing all these rasic literatures, and also some Vaidhi stuff. And then Bhakti Siddhanta also started to bring it out, but more on more popularize it. 60,000 disciples he made, in the Vaidhi land. He was teaching Vaidhi Bhakti mainly, and also he would talk about these intimate things sometimes. And then Prabhupada also bringing it out, and same thing, still Vaidhi level more, but still in his books, writing all these deeper secrets, and then left it for us to bring them out. I mean, we're actually, we're really doing it. The others, so there's some Raganuga Sanghas here, but they're not bringing it out enough. See, they brought some, like the Narayan Raj group and the Radhakund Babajis, they bring out some of this Raganuga concepts, but they're still concepts without these concepts have to be backed by something, and only one thing, backed by ecstatic devotion, very pure prema. See, so those, otherwise you're just memorizing and just spouting these concepts out there, and they're going to be a little twisted unless they're backed by this pure ecstatic devotion. So we're actually, as far as I can see, and I've been to India so many times, and I've seen many devotees and many sanghas and how they're preaching and what they're preaching, and this to me is the first fruit of bringing out the Raganuga Bhakti conceptions and also the ecstasy. And you see, we're really bringing it out to the point of it's manifesting as fruits in others. And that's how, see, the devotees need to wrap their head around this, the ones who want to make it, go to the progressive. This is the progressive path for Vaishnavas. All of them, every one of them, if they're ready to make progress from Vaidhi to Raganuga and then quickly into spontaneous worship, pure prema, is this Sangha here. And if there is any other Sangha around, this will be its style. You got to bring people not just into a speculative concept of spontaneous devotion. You have to be that personification. You have to be a devotee Bhagavat. You have to be these verses in these books. And that is impossible. It's impossible for a guy like Gohari Das or anybody else to be these verses, which many of you are becoming already, unless the Lord has given himself, because he is these verses. And when he lives in you, he makes you those verses simply because he's in you and he is these verses. See, the devotee and the Lord share the same heart. I mean, that's the miracle. And then people begin to get this. They can't get it until they see an embodiment of this devotion, an embodiment of the name chanted in ecstasy. There's no other way to really get this full bodied. It has to be full bodied. See? And otherwise, it's just a concept that's speculated on, and it doesn't. People can't. They still have gravity boots on. They stay on the earth. They can't get off. Yeah, and that's what we're doing, and this is why it's right now it's a little difficult for the devotee to get this. Nobody's shown this example, but this example becomes more firm. It's got to need these sannyasi roots. See, these roots that are being rooted here in our sangha, where people they just can't deter it, because no matter what they throw at this, is what grounds God. This becomes thy will of Vrindavan worship and Mayapur worship that Lord Caitanya did on earth as it is in those places. Okay? And that's just what we're doing now. And that's what people are coming to see. The Lord will send them one by one. The ones he wants will come. We just firmly just continue to preach and just do our, I mean, why I come here not as a duty, man. I mean, it is a duty actually, but do I consider it duty? I come here for fun, man. I come here it is the greatest entertainment. It is the greatest learning experience, the greatest education. It's the greatest inspiration. It's the greatest love, just to come and rendezvous with Radha and Krishna. Everything's in that. It's perfect. I can't believe how perfect this is. Yes, Samasundari. That's secret, very mystical here. Very mystical. I always loved the esoteric path and the mystical path. I remember when I was in the early '70s, I was just starting to awaken because I did LSD, and then I had this thing where I was broken down, like some of you guys get broken down. I was getting broken down because the Lord started to work inside me, and started breaking everything. First, to build back better, you got to break it down, man. I was broken, nobody could help me. I felt, I didn't know where to go, nothing. And anyway, started to build back up, I started to get interested. I got into meditation, transcendental meditation, and I started to have some spiritual experiences. And well, actually, before that, I was reading esoteric literatures, like some of these Annie Besant's and all these things. Actually, some people think they're a little demoniac, actually. But anyway, I was reading these things, Ledbetter, about thought forms and stuff like this, and they used to talk about the mystical path. I think it is kind of Illuminati stuff, actually, because they always were talking about being worthy, and you got to be worthy and worthy and worthy. See, same thing. Everything, the mystical paths, you got to be worthy, and that's the thing with the Illuminatis. You got to be worthy. You got to be. In other words, they're telling you got to have a big false ego. That's what happens when you want to be worthy, and that's why Saint Paul. See, Saint Paul. When he was doing all these healing and everything, and he must have thought he was getting a little worthy, and then he was wondering, well, why am I not being healed? Why am I having these problems? See, and then Jesus appeared to him and said, well, my strength is perfected in your weakness. And anybody here chanting and making progress knows when you're in ecstatic states, you feel very low and humble, and that increases your ecstasy. Like Haridas, you could see how he was in ecstatic state so much. He was always in this mood of being there, but it was increasing his ecstasy. See, people of the world don't know that. They think because they have this positive and negative, they're absorbed in material dualities. They can't understand these mystical principles of deep, worthy, anyway, deep transcendental emotions, like this feeling very low and fallen, and they think that's not good. So they think that, oh, you need to go and build your self-esteem. So like when people are, they're like conditioned in a very negative way, they go to psychologists and they build their self-esteem. But it's just a Band-Aid, and you build it in a false identification still. See, the Lord builds your self-esteem in a transcendental way. And then you have all these transcendental emotions. One is this feeling very low and very small. Sometimes you might feel very transcendentally proud. This is all kinds of transcendental emotions. Yeah, everything, all worth is added by Krishna. See, seek the kingdom of God and all else is added. See, and the kingdom of God is this love of God. It's always that. That's the kingdom of God. Narada Muni is flying around anywhere in any of the universes. And he's always in the kingdom. He's always in the kingdom because by virtue, transcendental virtue of this love of Krishna, love of God. See, so that's what we get here, and that's why when you start to chant in ecstasy here, you realize that, oh, I'm in the kingdom. Wow, I found real auspiciousness. This love of God is the only real auspiciousness in this world. Then you start to understand these deep verses here, where Lord Caitanya says, "Unless love of Krishna arises, I'm not even interested." It's not, auspiciousness is love of God arising in the heart. Otherwise, nothing's auspicious. Oh, you could be a perfect Brahmin and follow rules, regulations, ceremonies, get the acclaim of the world, have many, many disciples. But if you're only a Brahmin in the mode of goodness, you can't purify yourself or anybody else. Only what you see here going on here is real purification. If that's not going on in ISKCON or Gaudiya Math or Samiti, there's no real purification there. This is as it is. I'm telling you this because people here are like Bhagavad Gita's, same situation. Because you are my disciples and my friends, I tell you what people don't know. I tell you what none of them know in those groups. If they want to know, they'll have to come here and listen very carefully. Otherwise, it will just pass them by. See, leaving your backpack behind is such a relief. See, there's a person. See, this is Lord Caitanya's preaching. He preached this is those who they get the good news, the real gospel, the fannies, when they're like that. See, the guru preaches, and what does she do? Oh, I want to leave the backpack behind. See, See, Lord Caitanya's method of preaching was this. He would relish this love of Krishna before in South India. Everybody can check this. In South India, he would go and just chant in ecstasy, laughing and crying, just like this. And then whoever came and heard his preaching like this, and they would abandon whoever abandoned their speculations and everything, and just heard and understood the bhakti cult from the mouth of a real devotee, destroyed their ignorance, and they got the potency, and then they could chant and relish love of Krishna. That's the method. If the gurus don't do this, and I just say, if they're not steeped in love of Krishna now, and they want to be, you have to follow the same path. The Lord empowers certain persons with this ability, and nobody else can do it unless the Lord empowers. Unless the Lord gives himself to that devotee, you cannot get it from anybody else. It doesn't matter how big the gurus are, how many followers they have, how many rubber stamps they have or votes they got from their group. That's external bhakti. No, do you have God's vote? That's the vote. That's the important vote. Like Jesus said, you guys are looking to please people so you can advance materially or, religiously. It's still in the mode of religion, materially motivated religion. You need votes. You need to please the board of directors there, the GBC, to become guru. Otherwise, they won't let you, right? And you can't see. So that's why Prabhupada, he taught this, you must be self-effulgent principle. See, he says the real acharya is self-effulgent. They don't need any stamps or rules, they arise by the will of Krishna. See? And that's exactly how it is. That's how Prabhupada arose. That's how Bhaktisiddhanta arose as acharya. Yeah? Do you see that happening here? Does Goahari have any votes from ISKCON or any of the groups? Not even one. Okay? But this is arising by the will of love of Krishna and by the confirmation, I told you, Prabhupada and Krishna. That's why it works. See, it's firmly here. You see, I attained this firmness. I was flip-flopping around a little bit because I didn't know any current confirmation. What do you expect, man? No, not even one living being, not one guru can confirm anything I was experiencing. Okay? I had to get very clear experience, going into this and that and trying this and that, back and forth with Jesus even, and then with going to Narayan Raj and Radhakund Babaji's, go to ISKCON and investigate and try this and try that and see what is my experience, what is their experiences, what is topmost. And then finally arrived at this conclusion. Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Okay, the Lord had given me this great mercy. This is wonderful. Okay, I got it. Let's go, man. Let's bust Maya now. Exactly. That's the witnesses. You see? And anyway, that's what the beautiful thing we're doing here. And a little synopsis how Gaur Hari Das arrived at this place to do this kind of work. It's why just not anybody can do this. You have to be empowered, and it will come with everybody naturally. Yeah, isn't it great? It's fantastic. Huh? Oh, thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, Jesus. Oh my God. This is so cool. This is so great. This is so fantastic. Thank you, Lord Caitanya Dwaita. Oh man, how many people. I thank the assembled devotees here, the living devotees. Thank you, Lalita. Thank you, River. Thank you, Shama Sudari and Fanny and all you devotees, man. You are my strength, man. You are my my friends. Support, everything. It's wonderful. Inspiration. I haven't even read anything yet. The Desire Tree of Devotional Service. I like just that title, man. The Desire Tree of Devotional Service. See, devotional service. When you get that desire tree, it's like a tree. It has fruits, and the fruits is love of Krishna. That's pure devotional service. And can you imagine when you get pure devotional service? What other fruit would you want? There's no more perfect fruit than love of Krishna, my friends. And some of you know that already. It's amazing. That's why the Lord came here and he saw Radharani was eating that fruit in Vrindavan when he was in his incarnation as Krishna. He said, wow, look at that fruit of love for me. Man, look at the happiness that Radharani feels because of her love for me. Look at the realization she has about me, Krishna. The creator of the creator of the universe, the source of all incarnations. Look at her understanding of me is beyond what even I understand because of the strength of her devotion. Her love is pure devotion. She is complete fulfillment in me. Her love for me. Look at the happiness she feels because of due to the strength of the love for me. Krishna me, not false ego, our little me's. Krishna me. Okay? And so he became raganuga, greedy. He became curious. I also would like to taste this love of my greatest devotee, Radharani. To experience this happiness and this revelation and realization of me, of myself. That she has more than me. Isn't that what right there, Shama Lalita? Remember reading that? Yeah, I remember you reading that. I bet you remember now that I call your attention to that. Where Rukmini was saying to Krishna, when Krishna says, there's something, Rukmini said, there's something that you don't know. You don't know why I cry when I think of you so deeply. My love for you. You don't know the depth of my love for you. You will only know if you come in the mood of Radharani. Then you will know why I am like I am in regards to you. Why I love you so much. Why I understand you so well. You can't even understand that, but you have to come in the mood of a devotee. And Krishna says, what? I've never heard anybody tell me this. Say this again. I want to hear it. I want to relish those words, that something that is outside my understanding. You see how great it is to be a devotee? The Lord considers his devotees greater than himself because of their love for him. I know. Lalita's a connoisseur. She likes the finest things. How do I get the association of a personality like, just from her? If she just thinks well of me, and I try not to get any offenses, I am guaranteed to get Vrindavan just from the strength of an associate of the Lord like that. Thank you very much. And so many of you have that bhakti, man. Yeah. You guys are my guarantees. If I can just stay in your association and make it to the end, guaranteed I know where I'm going, man. By the strength of the association of these kinds of caliber devotees, man. You are places of pilgrimage, and you prove it in how people come to you and get inspired. Even Shama Sundari, she goes out there and people get inspired because she carries the Lord in her heart. Yeah, it's amazing. See, so what's that title again? The Desire Tree of Devotional Service. You get love of Krishna, your desires are completely fulfilled perfectly. If you don't have love of Krishna, you'll always get bored at some point. Even with Brahman, you're in there. I know, I've been in Brahman. I know what it's like. I've been Brahman realized. I got bored. I got with Jesus actually very easy Brahman. I felt liberated and saved. I know what that's like. I compare it with this love of Krishna. I like this much better than just being saved and bringing people to salvation. I like to, this is much, much deeper. This is so much more. Oh, I love this so much more, to bring people to actually love of Krishna, man. The source of all incarnations. The Father of Jesus, who is actually on a deeper level, the friend of Jesus. He just taught an aspect for us that we could understand. So where is this here? Desire Tree of Devotional Service. Okay. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual master of the entire world, Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See, the spiritual master of the entire world. Isn't that how it is? See, what do we teach here? We teach the teachings of Lord Caitanya from Chaitanya Charitamrita. He's the spiritual master of the entire world. If somebody is teaching something else, like even Prabhupada, we need to emphasize this now. Just like when Jesus said about John, and John said about himself, he says, Jesus' teachings must increase and my teachings need to decrease. Okay? His teachings were rules, regulations, renounce, follow the principles of moralities and stuff like that, like the Vaishnavas teach, like Prabhupada was teaching to give us a start in devotional service. But that's why those kinds of teachings must decrease. And these teachings of Lord Caitanya, which are the inner teachings, must increase. Otherwise, you don't make any progress. That's why people may not understand me, like when I tell, devotees here, and they tell me, they say, well, I agree with Prabhupada, and I want to, like be like this, and you'll just stay you'll just be sentimental. Because he's teaching mode of goodness principles of how to worship Krishna, but it's really in the mode of Vishnu, because you're following devotional service according to Varnashram Dharma and regulative devotional service. If you want to move deeper, you got to hear these teachings that are related to the soul, like Krishna got Arjuna beyond the sentimental platform. The sentiments. Oh, I gotta fight with, these things. You see this, like people, oh, these poor cows. Oh, these poor whales. Oh, these poor trees. Do you want to stay on that level? You want to go on the teachings? So you ready to hear real Bhagavad Gita? Do you have the strength for that? Or do you want to be lost back? You want to go back to that stuff? You're not even at Bhagavad Gita. Oh, that's Arjuna. That's like some of the devotees here. I had to kind of tell some, oh, these poor cows, oh, the poor whales, oh, the poor thing. That was Arjuna. Oh, the poor people are going to have. And Krishna says, hey, snap out of it, man. I'm here to teach you the teachings of the soul. Never has there been a time when I, nor you, nor all these kings have not existed. See, teachings of the soul, man. Then you're strong, not sentimental, sappy, sappy, sentimental. And that's why people fault me. Oh, he's not sappy, sentimental. He's not into protecting the cows, and he's not into going around with a sign, stop slaughtering the cows and all that stuff. Well, if you want that, go to ISKCON, man. Go to that. Stay sentimental. Stay on that level. Stay on Vaidhi. Stay on Varnashram Dharma. Don't come here. I'm going to teach you the real Bhagavad Gita, the teachings on the level of soul that Arjuna said. You don't like it? Too bad, man. You want to be firm and solid in the soul, in who you really are? You got to be like this. Otherwise, you're a sappy sentimentalist like Arjuna was in the beginning. Ready to move on? Somebody said, like one devotee said, oh, well, somebody sent me a video about this cow slaughter. Oh, come on, wake up, man. Never has there been a time that cow never didn't exist. It existed. I mean, do you believe in Bhagavad Gita, people? You didn't, you don't understand Bhagavad Gita. You don't understand Krishna's mentality unless you listen here. But can you withstand this? Or are you going to go back into, well, Prabhupada said, the cow, the vegetarian. Well, that's mode of goodness. You ready to move on, man? You want to hear the real Bhagavad Gita? Yeah? Are you ready? I love the teachings of the soul. That's eventually Arjuna overcame that sappiness, that sentimentalist, and got in the soul. Oh yeah, I'll fight. This is let's fight, man. This is what you want. Let's do it, man. We do it together. Yeah. Yeah. This is why, you need, this is shiksha, man. Shiksha, that's teaching's got to diminish, man. You want to, otherwise you stay on well, I agree with, but I don't agree with you. Oh, well, watch out, man. Watch out. I'm not saying I agree with Prabhupada on that level. Krishna would agree on that level of Dharma Shastras. That was, see, the Dharma, material Dharma, Varnashram Dharma. Mode of goodness Dharma, morality Dharma, but there's faults in that. There's every faults in everything except this, teachings of the soul, man. See, that's why I teach the deeper teaching. That's why Lord Caitanya gave ecstatic devotion, and I'm going to say this for these Fernandos and all that have that backing. They have this sappy, sentimental, they want to change people's minds. I said, Lord Caitanya gave ecstatic devotion and darshan to the beef eater, Muslim. And you can ever check it in Chaitanya Bhagavat. But he wouldn't give it to those who criticize real Vaishnavas. You criticize anybody here for eating meat that has devotion, you are an offender. The Lord will not give you bhakti. And if you have any, it'll diminish. Because I teach principles of the soul. The Lord says, oh, I can give this bhakti to even meat eaters. And he did. and beef eaters. And he does even through Christ. He gives God love of Christ, and they eat beef and all kinds of stuff. But if you criticize, like so many ISKCON devotees, and all of them, they're all proud that they're vegetarians, and they might criticize somebody here or some Christian, and they will stay dry they'll be given their dry croaking frog classes. See, I teach these deeper principles. These are the principles Lord Caitanya teaches. And if you don't like it, well, go out there and stay dry, man. Go listen to these people that are praising vegetarianism with their big signs going around. Vegetarianism is the way to God. You go back to Godhead by being a vegetarian and cow protection and all that stuff. Well, go stay on Varnashram Dharma. Stay in the mode of goodness. If you think that's your goal, that's life's ultimate goal for you, well, stay there, man. Don't come here. Our life's ultimate goal are the teachings of Lord Caitanya, and this is one of them right there. Yeah. Offending real Vaishnavas who save souls in this world is worse than beef eating. If you don't like it, move on. Because this is very true. The Lord wouldn't give this ecstatic love to Brahmins, to sannyasis who would criticize his devotees. But he would give it to Muslims, beef eaters, even the lowest amongst men, the dog eaters, like we do here. You notice? The power of Lord Caitanya is here because we teach his principles, not these Varnashram Dharma level. That was just your beginning, man. But if you're ready to move on, come here. And that these teachings need to increase. But if you do, the same thing was going on when St. Paul was here. These guys, these Jewish people, they were attracted to Jesus, and he was teaching you're saved by grace and not by your works, not how good you are and your pious deeds. You're saved by the grace of faith in Christ and what he taught. And a lot of them, no, you got to be circumcised. You got to do all these material things. No, you got to do the principles. You got to follow strictly fastings. He had to deal with that. He finally, so they were mixed. I'm not here to make mixed devotees. We're just pure philosophy, pure truth, man. And do you want to be solid in devotional service, or you want to go waffle? You want to stay a waffle? Waffling back and forth, sentiment, and then you got the real, So you just move over this side with full conviction, and when you do that, you're going to feel solid, and you won't be toppled over by Vaidhi Bhakti preaching. There's so many of those Vaidhis, and maybe they're right. All of that. Prabhupada said all these things, and Prabhupada, he said all those things to bring you ultimately here, to give you a little bit of a foundation. Now you need to abandon a lot of your stuff keeping you on that level. See, you go to another level, you got to abandon the baggage. It's like Kamalakanta. Look how and thank you for your service, Kamalakanta. I mean this because I consider you a family member here. You come, you like our thing, you talk. We go camping and stuff, Yeah. But it's like that. You're holding on to that that level of prasad, and there's a new level of prasad here. See? When you let that go, you'll rise easy. I mean, it's not let it go. You can always eat prasad, but you can't. It's not always this prasad is not always available. See, so yeah. Freddie says, "Here you get spontaneous waffles with cream on top." Exactly. See, even Freddie, he was a kind of a strict guy, Oh, you hear this? This is interesting. This is the last part of the. I'm gonna read the beginning here, the desire tree. This is this chapter summary. A summary of the chapter 9 has been given by the following Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrita Pavata Bhasya. See, Amrita means nectar. See, how do you know? You got to be tasting this nectar, man, to the point of relish, man, intoxication, transcendental intoxication. You know, otherwise you don't know what real nectar is. Yeah, in Vaishnavism, I see so many dry classes. I said, where's the Amrita? It's just, even Ramananda Roy says, if you can't taste this bhakti, this intoxicating nectar, then you're just like sucking we call it, not sour, the nimba leaves, the very kind of, anyway, dry. This is dry. In this chapter, the author, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, has devised a figurative example by describing the desire tree of bhakti. He considers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known as Vishvambara, to be the gardener of this tree because he is the main personality who has taken charge of it. See, and that's what is a revival. The revival is who is the main person taking charge of this bhakti tree here now in 2022. See, here, this guy Gaur Haridas is taking charge, doing the duty as a gardener, right? And what's growing here? This kind of bhakti. See? So we sowed the seeds in this world of this kind of ecstatic, intoxicating bhakti that Lord Chaitanya brought. See? On his order and the Parampara's order. See, we've taken charge. You're all part of it. We're all taking charge now. See, charge forward. See, taking charge. See, the Calvary is coming to save the souls in the world. This is it. We're bringing Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is the teacher. His principles are the teachings. His principles are the power. And our thing is just to present them as they really are. To bring people out of illusion, bring them out of sappy sentimentalism, bring them from the mode of goodness now, many Vaishnavas in the mode of goodness, bring them up to the next level. Bring them to understand the postgraduate teachings of Lord Chaitanya, which are very simple. It just takes purification. It takes kicking out, leaving your baggage out, on the outside. Yeah, also leaving your envies and jealousy, realizing, hey, man, this is baggage, man. Somehow or other, you just realize, it doesn't matter, man. Just know this envy, this jealousies that you're carrying is baggage, man. It's preventing you from moving on. Could even break your bhakti, man. You don't want that, man. See, I'm teaching you Bhakti Lata Bij teachings. These are the teachings in Chaitanya Charitamrita. These are the weeds on the Bhakti Lata Bij. The Lord's giving you, Guru's giving you Bhakti Lata Bij. And if you maintain envy and jealousies of Vaishnavas, that's weeds, man. That can break the bhakti creeper, cause the mad elephant offense against Guru, against Krishna. Even though devotees, I don't take offense from anybody, but Krishna does. And for anybody's teaching, he'll spank you. If you're suffering, that's what it is. And Lord Chaitanya said, all I can do is teach them. And the Gaur Haridas says the same thing. All I can do is teach you out there, those who have that. All I can do is advise you that is your obstacle. That is your big enemy. That is mad elephant offense, envy of Vaishnavas. And there's no reason to envy anybody. When you got Bhakti Lata Bij, and you got, when you can chant the holy name and laugh and cry and everything, you got the great treasure. No reason to be envious. So whatever, you just pray like the Dickens, you pay obeisances, whatever you have to do, especially to the devotees. And then Krishna will forgive you. Even the devotees don't usually take it. Some do, but a lot of them don't. But still, Krishna says, I'm going to teach you, man. You can't get into his kingdom with that envy and jealousy. You want to be like the God brothers? A lot of them didn't get in, even after taking initiation from Bhaktisiddhanta, because they maintained envy to the end of their lives. They have to come back again. So don't tell me, even if you go, well, I can't give it a, well, don't worry. Just be aware. I'm here to make you aware of the obstacles, and that's a big one. And that's the core issue with some people here. And once you get rid of that, your way is paved clear. It's just that one. It's not like a whole bunch of other stuff. It's just that one thing. Jealousy of Vaishnavas, man. And it'll destroy everything. Destroy your relationships. You wonder why is it people leaving? Why am I not attracted? Why don't I attracted to chanting now? That, the worst thing. Eat a ton of beef. But if you give that up, but you eat a ton of beef, the Lord will still give you ecstatic love if you give that up. But if you maintain that and become a perfect vegetarian, you will lose your ecstatic love until that is finished. Yeah, it's tough teachings, but hey, man, who really wants Krishna? That's all the Lord is asking. Just to stop, just give full respect. We got ecstatic devotees here. We should. I told you, man, I'll worship the feet of these devotees. They have ecstatic devotion, and so many do. They're worshipable. Krishna's given himself to you. Even the guru, man. Hey, the Lord has kindly shown me when whoever he gives himself to is worshipable. And he's given himself to so many devotees here already. And in the process of giving himself to the others who may not have full jurisdiction of Lord Caitanya. Yeah. So, to those who have been given much, there's some expectation by the Lord so that you can get in fully. If you really want Krishna, you get through this test. You know who you are out there. Seems like the higher one vibes real love of God, the greater opposition from zombies. How to pleasantly interact then. Well, actually, as you get purified there, Andromeda, the zombies, actually everybody is more or less a zombie without love of God, because that gives us real life. Otherwise, you're just living on the modes of nature, and to realize souls and to Krishna, that's not real life. It's his shadow. You're living on shadow energy. It makes you more or less part of the walking dead. Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. He also understood these principles, what real life is. I have life and I can give it to you abundantly. See, that's a realized soul. That's an empowered devotee. Okay? That's a bona fide spiritual master. If you're not like that, and most aren't that I've seen, at best, they're usually, at best, like in the mode of goodness, maybe some liberations, energy, but usually at best, mode of goodness, and they follow Varnashram Dharma at best. And they could be hypocritical too. There's a lot of that going on. Religions, all Vaishnavism, in all religions, there's a lot of hypocrisy, a lot of deceit and deceptions. That's why it's dangerous. That's why ultimately you have to abandon it for the truth. Pure, conclusive, ecstatic truth. See? That's here. If you're ready to abandon materially motivated religion and its religious leaders and its speculators, you can come here and you'll get real shelter. Are you ready for that? But, you got to learn. You got to learn these teachings. You got to be open to it. Can you give a little more detail on which zombies you're talking about? Like who? People you meet during the day or something? Or? Uh, so he considers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is known as Vishwambara to be the gardener of the tree. Okay. As the supreme enjoyer, he enjoyed the fruits himself and distributed them well as well. As the supreme enjoyer, he enjoyed the fruits himself and distributed them as well. See, so the Lord was enjoying. He was God. He came. He was Krishna, come as a devotee, like in the mood of Radharani, a mood of a devotee that has love for Krishna and the conjugal ras especially. And he enjoyed those fruits as a devotee. See, so the devotee and the Lord, they share the same heart. So it's the devotee knows, oh, it's the Lord in me enjoying, but we're enjoying together. We're having like a picnic. This is Vrindavan, the idea. Vrindavan, the devotees there, the cowherd boys and the gopis, they're sitting down with Krishna having a picnic. They're eating together. See? So the Lord wants to give us his happiness. See, to partake of his happiness, to partake of the sacrifice of his happiness, to taste that happiness. See, that's perfect sacrifice. That's perfect understanding of the absolute truth. He wants to give that. That's Vrindavan. That's here. That's in the midst of this world, in the midst of this Sangha. You can get that. The Lord has given that. He's given it to a fool like Goharidas. It's amazing. There's nothing more amazing than that I've found in this world. That's where you're tasting Amrita and you get the intoxication that Lord Caitanya has, that Krishna has, that Radha has, that the devotees have. Now you're part of the spiritual family. I'm glad Shamagori is listening. Oh, replying. Let's see. I don't really have friends or go anywhere. Well, yeah, see, okay. So, Andromeda, you're becoming part of this family. So that just goes with the territory. So what happens is, as you get really deep and solid in this, you start making friends. You start literally making friends. They become devotees. Most people are not devotees on this platform. What we're doing here is a very rare and deep level of consciousness. Being conscious of Krishna. So naturally, people are on the more or less materialistic platform. Even might have friends as devotees and all that, but they're still, like not in this level of association, and you're kind of leaving them in consciousness. So what happens is it's a transitional phase. Gradually, as you go deeper, then you will influence people to become devotees, just like Gaur Haridas is doing here, right? See, you guys are coming. Now I have friends, but I can only have real friends if they start coming to the devotional platform. See? So that's what's happening. And that will happen for you as you go deeper too. Then you'll convert people into real devotees so that they can be friends. They will get this spirit of devotion. They're very pure. And then you will have friends. But here are your friends. I mean, ultimately, it'll get physical too. As you're going deeper, then you'll convert people into devotees, and then you'll have some physical friends out there, like they do in Belgium, Yes. So how do I not get frustrated when getting opposition from those believing lies? Well, that's the thing. You can't always. Okay, one of the 10 offenses is preaching to the faithless. Okay, that's why you're probably frustrated. Is you're preaching to people that don't have the ability to understand. They just don't have the capacity. It's like you're going down into the water. Like, okay, and there's fish down there, and you're trying to explain to the fish what's going on land, and they're just looking at you, going, and you're going, oh, come on, you got to understand, on the land there's all this stuff going on, and the fish is going on. It only knows the water it's in. That's people. They're in the modes of nature, and all they know is mode of goodness. This person isn't speaking my language. I don't understand. It's like, a foreign language. Well, regular conversation. Well, okay. Now that's another thing. Okay, regular conversation, when your energy gets more and more purified, then even regular conversation might be okay. I mean, I can have regular conversations with so many people. Okay? But it has to be pretty regular, because if it goes beyond, it might interact with they misunderstand. Like sometimes if I put a little preaching in there or something like this, they look at me and say, "Oh, that's really proud of you." See, their pride, their stuff comes out first. So yeah, trigger. Yeah, that's going to happen. I don't know. I think you'll get the knack naturally. I remember, when I would interact before, some years ago, I would talk and I would kind of just say a few things that to do with devotional stuff, and the person, why are you preaching to me? What are you proselytizing? Or that's really arrogant of you. They say like, but it's just stuff coming out of people. They can't. It just automatically, when you preach about truth a little bit, it's sad. Well, okay, it's sad, but gradually you'll get over that sadness too. Part of purification for us is getting, transcending the sadness. It becomes transformed. Yeah, and the sadness, what the sadness is? I just got this realization. Probably the sadness for you, Andromeda, is it's the grieving process. When a person dies, it's sad. This is a false ego. When it starts to die, you're a little sad. You're losing an old friend. Yeah. Only have one sister. Yeah. Yeah. How old are you, Andromeda? What's your age? I never knew how old you are. How long have you been around this planet? "45. Oh, still young. Yeah, actually, I thought you were younger at first, like 25. Something like that. But still, 45 is young. To me, 45 is young. Eternal. Yeah, eternal. That's true. Okay, what else we got here? The seed of that tree first was sown in Navadvip, the birth site of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to go off for a while because, Lalita didn't give her class and I kind of snuck in there. So, you want to give a little class there, Lalita? We'll watch her class. I said enough and chanted enough. That's good. I'll rest my voice for a while. And let me know if you want to give a little class. Okay, great. Now let's listen to Lalita's class for a while. All right. So thank you very much, everybody. This is awesome. By your association, it encourages me to make some advancement. Kingdom of God is advancing.